guys, welcome back to a new little vlog. Today is going to be just a full day in my life as a Catholic therapist. I was able to wake up a little bit later today, which was nice. Got a little bit of sleeping in after a bit of a later night last night, so that worked out really well. Got back into my workout routine. That's been feeling really good. Showered, got ready, and here I am, ready to start an incredible day. I have 4 clients today, and they are all afternoon, evening, so I have a couple more hours until my workday technically starts as far as seeing clients. There's always like some administrative work and some little documentation to-dos that trickle into every day. I just wanted to give you guys a quick little fit check to start the day. I was feeling a little bit more boho, if you will, today. I don't know, just the vibe I was getting. It's this long black flowy, it's almost like a tunic, really. I would really call it more of a tunic that I just knotted here in the front, and it's kind of droopy, and I'm wearing it with this long flowy skirt that's kind of tiered. This is the skirt in full vision, just long and flowy, really nice for weather like we're having today. It's gonna be upper 60s, which is so beautiful. I know I've been saying in my videos, it's like, okay guys, the warm weather is coming, I know it, and it is here, at least for now. So I'm trying to embrace that. Obviously wearing a flowy long sleeve and long skirt just feels incredible. I am definitely hungry, so I'm going to whip up something to eat, either a smoothie or some sort of yogurt bowl. Yummy bowl of yogurt and healthy little toppings. I wanted to, before I officially start into my workday, take a little pause to chat with you guys about something that I was asked about in one of my previous videos. And this was about getting to know the person of Jesus. I absolutely love this question. There comes a point in your faith when you start to contemplate how much you really have a relationship with Jesus specifically, and how much you really know about him as a person. And it's just such an awesome thing to contemplate, because the more that we know the person of Jesus, the more that we understand who God is and his love for us, and the more I believe that we can grow in our faith and in our spirituality, and we can really deepen our surrender and trust in him. And the more that we can also begin to imitate him as best we can too, by really knowing who he is, what he's all about, what his life looked like, etc. I really hope you guys can't hear the leaf blowers. I just wanted to take this opportunity to share with you all what has helped me personally to get to know the person of Jesus in my own life, in my own experience. And hopefully too, this can open up a door for those of you who are watching to maybe also share with me and with the other viewers as well, what you personally have done that has maybe helped you to get to know the person of Jesus better. For me personally, in my journey, it was probably about, I don't know, maybe like 3 years ago or so, when I was first confronted with a similar question of who really is the person of Jesus, and how do I really get to know him better so that I can have a closer relationship with him. One of the key things that really helped me was just spending more time actually reading the Gospels. That was really critical. Just realizing that the Gospels tell the story of Jesus. That's where we learn his word, what he has said, the things that he has done, the people in his life, the events that he went through. So just reading the Gospels for me was really helpful. But with that as well was praying the rosary too. The rosary is so beautiful. Praying the rosary definitely opened my eyes to Jesus as a person, because it's a chance for you to see Jesus's life through Mary's eyes. Again, we're meditating on these mysteries, these events of his life through his mother's perspective and his mother's eyes. Another thing that really helped me that I would recommend as well is just asking Mary to actually pray for you and to intercede for you that you will get closer to Jesus, her son. So actually asking Mary to intercede and even lead you closer to Jesus, right? So any of those questions or those fears or anxieties that you have about knowing the person of Jesus or wanting to know him more, you can take to Mary and entrust into her care. She will bring those to Jesus. She will present them to him. Mary listens so intently and with such motherly love to your cares and concerns and desires. And when your cares, concerns and desires are in line with the will of God, it's hard to turn those down, if you know what I mean. Getting to know the person of Jesus, that is something that I believe that God wants for every single one of us. So taking that prayer to Mary and trusting it in her hands that she will then take that prayer to Jesus, you guys, I can't recommend it enough. And then the last little bit that I will mention, again from personal experience, because again, I'm not a theologian, I'm not a spiritual director, I'm nothing of that sort. I'm just a girl, a lady, a woman who loves Jesus, and faith is really important to me. So again, these are just personal little anecdotes and things that have helped me. This last one is cultivating a devotion to Jesus's Sacred Heart. This is something that I felt really convicted about, again, maybe like 2-ish, 3-ish years ago, when I just felt really drawn to his Sacred Heart and trying to understand what his love really means, what it even looks like, what it actually means when we talk about the heart of Jesus and all that that contains. If you are able to get an image of Jesus with his Sacred Heart, you can find those online, you can print them out, you can find them in probably definitely any Catholic gift shop or bookstore. Finding one of those and putting it in your space that you're in, whether it's like your prayer space or your bedroom, maybe even in your bathroom by the mirror, in your office or in your car, just somewhere that you're often going to see the image of his Sacred Heart, and just taking moments to pause and glance at it, meditate on it a little bit, right? Just asking yourself those questions like, Jesus, what is your Sacred Heart? Who are you? And how can I get to know your love even more? Really just meditating on the Sacred Heart of Jesus and his love for you. Very powerful. Definitely helped me. Again, it's kind of hard to tangibly explain how these things have helped, but all I can say is that prayer is extremely powerful, and meditating on Jesus and doing all in alignment with his will is going to really help. And I hope that this can be helpful. I, again, ask any of you if you have any tips, tricks, for me or for anyone else watching, please leave them in the comments so that we can help each other out on this journey of growing closer to Jesus, striving to imitate Jesus, and ultimately joining him in the eternal heavenly banquet. So yes, so that's my little bit. Hopefully that can be helpful. Also, this is all stuff that I need to remind myself of too, because there are times when I go through those ebbs and flows as well of feeling more or less kind of connected or in relationship with Jesus. So thank you so much for even bringing this to my attention, because I needed this too. So thank you. In some of my more quiet moments, I love to read through different self-help books just to kind of see what's out there as far as what I can recommend to clients, but also to anybody in my life who might be curious about their own mental health, or for people who aren't quite ready for therapy but want to at least dip their toes in the waters of mental health. I really find it useful for me personally as a therapist to read some of these and to be able to kind of compare and contrast my clinical knowledge with these books and kind of like rate them in a way, evaluate them for how helpful they might be for people. So I'm gonna do a little bit of that now. Time has come to put my therapist hat on and see a couple clients. So I am gonna sit down at my desk, sign on to my computer, hop onto Zoom, and I will see you guys after that. Beverage here, which, yes, 'tis the season where sometimes the weather starts really nice and warm, and by the end of the day it is a chilly willy, and that's where we're at today. So I've got my awesome monastery mug, and I just put my classic cinnamon, maple syrup, and milk with some hot water into this little mug for a little dose of pizzazz to carry me through into the end of the workday. I'll see you guys after my session. If you guys haven't tried this, you gotta do it.